Hello everyone and welcome. I am Dr. Inception, and in this video you're gonna be learning everything you should know about the class Astrologian. In my opinion, the best healer of this game. Check it out. So let's start with the attacks. The first attack to my left 4 range attack, okay? And the AoE attack is also a range attack. So between the 3 healers, Astrologian is the only healer that can AoE without putting yourself in a risk situation, right? Let's talk about the cards. You also can buff your party members. If you use the draw in order to pull a card, you can check right here that there is a property, ranged DPS or healer. If you buff one of your party members that is a ranged DPS or healer, this party member is gonna get 6% of damage. If it's not, all the rest, it's gonna give 3% of damage. So basically you wanna get 3 different seals here. This one is for ranged DPS. You buff someone, I'm not you need to be in attack mode in order to get the seal, okay? So if you want to get the seals, you need to be in the attack mode. So let's stay in attack mode with this striking dumb. Then you pull a card. It's a melee DPS or tank. So you choose in your party members a melee DPS or tank, and then you buff this guy with the skill that I just used here. Then you pull another card, and you want to get a different seal here because 3 different seals give you 6% of damage. 1 seal type 4% of damage to everyone, 2 seal of types 5% damage to all your party members, and 6% damage if you have 3 different seals. Alright, so you want to get 3 different seals in order to get the maximum buff. So you pull another card. If it's the same seal like it is right now, you use the redraw and you get another card. This is a melee card, okay? Melee DPS or tank, so you choose a melee DPS in your party members and then you buff this guy. So if you are level 70 or more, you have this guy here, which is the sleeve draw, and it's always gonna get a seal different than these two, as you could see. So this is a melee DPS again, and then you choose another melee DPS, you buff this guy, and you have 3 seals, okay? That's what you need to do while you are inflicting damage, okay? So you are inflicting damage and you are pulling cards, right? Inflicting damage and pulling cards and checking the cards, melee DPS, and buff your party members. That's what you do when you are playing as Astrologian. Inflict damage, pull cards, buff party members. If the boss arrives, then you use the divination and give 6% more damage to everyone in your party. Alright, there is another skill which is called Lord of Crowns, and also buff party members, but it gives, instead of 6% of damage, it gives 80% of damage, but you don't get any seal if you use this one, which is also very good to a specific situation. Let's say you have the 3 different seals like I have right now, and I have another card. This card is a melee DPS or tank card, but it has the same seal. So if I use this card with this skill here, to balance, it's gonna give me 2 seals, and I'm gonna lose what I construct here. I have 3 seals here. I don't wanna lose this, alright? So I'm gonna buff another party member with this guy here. I'm gonna give 80% of damage, and I'm not gonna get the seal, so I'm not gonna destroy this construct here. So I'm gonna destroy by purpose now. If I pull a card and it has the same seal that I have now, and if I use this guy here like I'm using now, see what I'm doing? I'm getting 2 equal seals, so I'm not gonna get 6% of damage. I'm gonna get 5% of damage. That's not a big deal, but we want 3 different seals, alright? So we are working to have 3 different seals. So if you don't want to get the seal, just use this one, the Minor Arcana, and you're gonna buff with 80% of damage. If you want to get the seal, use this guy here, the play, and you're gonna get the seal, and you're gonna buff with 6% damage. Alright? So the boss starts, you use the Orosp, and boom. All party members got 6% of damage. In this case 5 because we had two seals that were the same. So let's talk about a nice thing that usually I do when I'm level 70 more and I'm using trials and I'm running trials or running raids. So you join a trial, alright? It's level 7 more and people are watching the cinematics, okay? So you pull a card, okay? You pull a card, people are watching cinematic. That's a melee DPS or tank card, alright? So let's say by the time my draw got back in 15 seconds, the cinematics are gonna be over, okay? I have a card, my draw is gonna be ready, and I also have the sleeve draw, which always gives me a third seal, which is different than the two others, okay? So here's what we are gonna do. The guys that were watching the cinematic, they are done, okay? The fight is about to begin. The tank pull the boss. I have a melee DPS card here, so I'm gonna choose a party member. I'm gonna buff this guy. I'm gonna pull another card. That's a range DPS. I'm gonna choose a range DPS. I'm gonna buff this guy. I'm gonna use the sleeve draw. Then I got the spear, which is a melee DPS. I'm gonna buff another guy. 3 guys buffed, alright? I'm gonna get this symbol and I'm gonna use the divination, alright? In this case, it would be ready, alright? Boom, divination. So 3 guys buffed plus all the party members is gonna be buffed with 6% more damage. So 3 guys got 6% plus 6% from the divination. So 3 guys got 12% of damage, and the rest of the party got 6% more damage in the beginning of the fight, okay? That's what Astrologian can do. And this is the divination. You gotta be close to your party members in order to buff them. We also have the Lucid Dream in order to recover our MP. We also have the Draw, which gives 80% of maximum MP. Each time you pull a card, you get 8% of maximum MP. The Sleeve Draw also gives us 80% of maximum MP. So we talked about the damage and we talked about the cards, alright? Let's talk about the healing things that we have here. So we can stack this guy here, which is a Earth Star, alright? You choose a place where you want to put this. If you explode now, it's not gonna have a huge damage and a huge healing. So it explodes with inflicting damage and healing, alright? AoE. So you want to wait it till it gets bigger, right? It is now. You can wait to the end and it automatically explodes, or you can explode if you want anytime, alright? It's gonna give AoE damage and also it's gonna AoE heal at the same time with no cost, and it's instant. You also precast. You can also precast the Orosp, which is a very nice skill, right? You just use the 7 to precast, okay? And then after some time it's gonna explode, or you can explode, right? And it's gonna regen life over time. But you need to have one of these effects activated, right? You need to have the Aspect Helios activated in order to maximize the Orosp, because you read your fortune and those of no party members, granting them Orosp over 10 seconds. The effects upgrade to Orosp Helios upon receiving the effects of Helios or Aspect Helios, which are those skills here. Aspect Helios and the Aspect Helios and Helios, alright? This guy here and this guy here. So you want to upgrade in order to have the Orosp Helios, and it's gonna remain for 30 seconds and restore the HP of those under either effects when the cards are ready a second time or the effect expires, right? And the Orosp Cure Potency is 200, and the Orosp Helios Cure Potency is 400, so it's twice as better than the normal Orosp, alright? So you use the Orosp, or you can use both, you know? You can use the Aspect Helios first, you choose, and then you use the Orosp, right? Use again. See? It upgraded. The symbol is different. you have a different time now, and you have 20 seconds in order to explode, and it's precharging HP, as you can see. So, and then you boom, explode, and then you also heal when you explode. It's an instant cast, and it costs no mana. This thing is absolutely very strong, okay? And you can pair with the stellar detonation, all right? So you can use this, and you can also use the horoscope. If you know the mechanics of the fight, you can use both. You can use this, and when the party takes a huge damage, you explode this thing, and then you explode the horoscope at the same time, and you cure everyone with 2 skills, instants, with no mana cost. That's why I'm talking about Astrologian is very, very powerful, right? I know White Mage and Scholars are very good, but Astrologian is really good. So we also have the Celestial Opposition, which is an instant AoE, okay? We have the Aspectialius, the cast is very low, that's AoE, and we have the Helios, which is also AoE healing. But we forgot to talk about something that's very important. Astrologian has 2 different sects, alright? The Juno sect and the Nocturnal sect. If you choose to play as a Juno sect, you're gonna have regen in some skills. If you choose to play with Nocturnal sect, you're gonna have nullifying damage in some skills. Those skills are Aspectio Helios, Celestial Opposition, Aspect Benefict, and Celestial Intersection. Those skills are affected by the sect that you choose. Also, if you're playing with a White Mage, the Nocturnal sect is not gonna. The Juno sect is not gonna stack with the regen from the White Mage. So basically, if you're playing with a White Mage, you're going with Nocturnal sect. If you're playing with a Scholar, you're going with Juno sect, because your regen is not gonna have any problem with the nullifying damage from the Scholar. It doesn't have to be like that, right? But it's better if you play like that. Also, if you're playing with another Astrologian, it is better if you choose Juno, the other guy choose Nocturnal. If the other person choose Nocturnal, you choose Juno, alright? And if you are level 80, you got the skill Neutral Sect, which makes Aspectio Helios and Aspect Benefic receive the effects of both Juno Sect and Nocturnal Sect at level 80, alright? So if you use this skill, you're also gonna have healing magic potential by 20% increased, okay? If you use this skill, your healing is powerful, and the Aspectio Helios and the Helios are gonna have the Juno and Nocturnal Sect at the same time. As you can see, we have the Magic Barrier and the Regeneration HP over time at the same time. Only if you are level 80, okay? You also have this thing here, which is a collective unconscious. If you stay like that, you are protecting your party members 10% of damage, and you are healing people over time. And if you move, you're gonna cancel the spell, but you're gonna remain with the Well of Fortune with regenerating HP over time. So some people like to use this skill and move just to have the regeneration HP over time, because it remains for 15 seconds, alright? And this thing is also affected by the Nocturnal Sect and the Juno Sect. You also have this thing here, which is a very good skill, the Celestial Intersection. It's instant single target healing, and also gives you a magic barrier, alright, that nullifies damage. Also very good. This guy here, single target, also affected by the Juno Sect and Nocturnal Sect, which they are expected benefit, instant single target healing. So as you can see, and instant AoE healing. As you can see, this guy is really, really powerful. And we forgot to talk about the light speed, which reduces cast time for spells for by 2.5 seconds. So if you use this guy here, you're gonna be healing like that, you know? You're gonna be healing like that, like instant healing. You have the Swift Cast, which next spell is cast immediately. So basically use this right before use the Ascent, so you can resurrect players without having to wait for the 7.69 seconds. And you also have the Synastry. So if you use this in the tanker, for example, and you heal yourself, 40% of the original spell is gonna go to the tank. That's not a awesome spell. I normally don't use this one. It has a duration of 20 seconds, but it's good to have. It's good to have. That's it. That's the Astrologian. A very powerful healer with a lot of instant casts. Alright? A lot of instant casts without mana cost. Okay? You can also buff your party members, buff individually, buff all the group, prevent damage, choose the way you want to play. If you want to play nullifying damage or regenerating HP over time. You have 3 skills. So let's say you died, alright? And you got resurrect. You're gonna use the lucid dreaming. You're gonna use the draw, and you're gonna restore 8% of your maximum HP. And you're gonna use the sleeve draw, which is also gonna restore 8% of your maximum HP. So you're gonna restore 16% of your maximum HP plus the lucid dreaming. So in 5 seconds, you're gonna have 5,000 of MP. 50% of your MP is restored by the moment you will resurrect. So the way you get back to the fight is very strong. This is a really strong healer. I heard they would nerf at Endwalk, I hope not, but this guy is very strong. It is very complicated to play because it keeps you busy all the time. You are inflicting damage and pulling cards and buffing your party members while you are fighting, right? So you are doing this while you are dodging the mechanics. So if you want to master the Astrologian, you want to precast the Earthly Star and the Horoscope before the party members take the damage, and you want to keep inflicting damage, dodging the mechanics, pulling the cards and buffing party members all the time, and using the divination in order to buff all the members and healing. That's how you play the Astrologian. That's how you master this class. But it's very strong. It keeps you busy, but it's very strong. So that's it, guys. Thanks everyone for watching the video. If you like, leave a like, and if you like very much, leave a subscribe. We also live stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/DrInception from 7 PM to 1 AM. Alright? GMT -3. Hope to see you in the next video, maybe at Twitch. Bye bye.